Hi, my name is Scott Kennedy, and for my final project, I thought I'd show you guys how to set up a home theater PC. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to use an old computer you have lying around in your living room to pretty much replace all your music and video players that you currently have. So in order to do that, I created two guides. The first of which shows you how to connect your computer to your home theater, and the second one, which is this one, shows you how to install the right software on your computer in order to use that computer as a media center. So the software that we will be using today is a program called Boxee. And in order to download that, what we can do is we'll go to their website through our web browser here and go to boxee.tv. So you have two options for creating a Boxee. The first is just you can go out and buy a pre-made one, or you can build your own using your own computer, and that's the route we're going to be taking today. So I'm going to click Make a Boxee, and I'm going to click the download icon right here. So Boxee will run on pretty much any operating system, but for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do it on a Windows PC. So Boxee requires that you have a username and password set up in order to use it, but I already have one, so what I'm going to do is skip to download here. And then it'll prompt me to download the file. So I'm just going to save it to my desktop. I already have it installed, but I'll just replace the copy I already have. And now it's just downloading. It should just take a second. Alright, so now in Firefox, to open the application I've downloaded, I can just right click and click open and run. And now it'll walk you through the setup. So just click next. And if you want, you can read the agreement and click I agree. And then specify where you want to install Boxee. I'm just going to let it install to the default location. And then it'll create a start menu folder. And here we go, it's installing. Alright, so it's all installed, and now what we can do is start up Boxee. So now that we have Boxee installed, what we can do is sign in with the username and password that we've provided Boxee with. And click Login. So since Boxee is made to run on a variety of TVs, the first thing it always prompts you to do is calibrate the Boxee application for your TV, so none of the user interface is cut off within your screen. So if you want, you can click OK and calibrate it. And what this allows you to do is stretch the resolution of the user interface to the correct dimensions. For most high definition TVs, what you probably have is a 16 by 9 resolution. So that's the height of the screen in comparison to the width of the screen. Older TVs are usually 4.3. Those are non-high definition ones. So I'm just going to click next here. And what we're greeted with is the Boxee user interface, which is a 10-foot user interface, which means that the screen should be readable from 10 feet away from of course, your screen. And that's great for using on a TV. and that's why we've chosen this application. So as you can see here, Boxee should allow us to manage all our photos, music, movies, TV shows, and it also allows third-party developers to create applications that run directly within Boxee. Before we start using any of these features, the first thing we're going to want to do is add some local media sources to Boxee so that all the files within those folders are available to be viewed within Boxee. In order to do that, what I'm going to do is select this gear in the top left corner, and that'll bring us to the settings page where I can select a local source to be added to the Boxee interface. So in order to do that, I'm going to click Add Sources and just add a media folder I have on my computer. So I think I'll just add a music folder for now. And now that I've specified the folder I want to add, I can click Add this directory. And it's a music folder, so I need to tell Boxee what type of files to look for within the folder, and of course that would be music. And we can also tell Boxee how frequently we want it to scan for new media sources or delete old ones. And I usually check very frequently, just because it's kind of a pain if you add something to the folder and it doesn't show up in Boxee. And then afterwards, click Add. And now, as we can see, that media source has successfully been added. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to add a few more folders, movies and a music one. So I can just repeat the same process, but these are going to be video files. And now that I've successfully added those media sources, I can press Escape to back up through the interface. And what you can see here is Boxee is scanning through the folder and trying to correctly identify all the movies and music and TV shows I have within those folders. I have quite a bit, so it's going to take a while. So it'll just keep working on that in the background. So I can press Escape again and keep pressing Escape. And that brings us back to the main menu. So while that is scanning, I'm just going to show you how to install an application, a Boxee application. So now that we've opened the application tab, you can see that a whole bunch of developers have created applications that will work directly within Boxee. These are convenient just because you can access websites you would normally use for the most part in a way that's quite convenient to access from your living room on your couch or chair, whatever you have going. So these are the ones that are installed by default, but there's a lot more available, and those can be accessed by pressing the left arrow on your keyboard or with your mouse. So I'm just going to use my mouse to go over this orange arrow, and I'll show you all the applications that are available on Boxee. So we can do that by clicking App Library. So as you can see, there's tons and tons of applications that are available to use on Boxee, and they're sorted by popularity. So there's a YouTube app for watching YouTube videos, a whole bunch of other ones. One of my favorites is the TED app, which allows you to watch TED presentations. So you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to navigate over to that and press enter. And we can start up the TED app. So as you can see, the interface is nice and easy to read from your couch, and there's a whole bunch of different videos that are available to us. So I'm going to check this one. It looks pretty cool. And just click watch now. And there we go. it started up. And if you want, we can fast forward through the app or through the video by using the right arrow here on your keyboard.
Interface. And I believe this is going to prove true.
And
Our lives are
it's
being driven by
playing.
data, and the presentation of that data is an
So
opportunity for
while
us to make some.
while that video is playing, you have a whole bunch of control options that are available to you. You can access them with the mouse, and when you move it around, those will show up. As you can see, there's play, stop, fast forward, skip to the next clip in your queue. And then we have a settings icon up in the top right again, and that allows us to change video settings, audio settings, add or remove subtitles if they're available. And so that's pretty much it for the actual video player interface. And then I'm gonna just escape out of here. And once I press escape from the app library, what's brought up is a mini user interface which allows you to quickly jump between the different sections of the application. I'm just going to go back to the home page. So now what we can do is we can look at some of the TV shows that I've added through my local sources by going to the TV show page. And you can see that it creates a whole bunch of what's called metadata about all the shows you have installed. So you can see all the shows and a brief description and cover art for the show. And here I'm just gonna go look at a Rome episode. And it even sorts all your episodes by season, names them, and even creates kind of a quick synopsis of what the episode was about in case you're a little vague on which episodes you've seen before, or if you're looking for a specific one. And if I want to view one of these TV shows, I can just select the one I want with the arrow keys and press enter, and enter again to watch the local file. And then there you go, it starts playing. And then all the same controls that are available through the app page are available on this as well. So I can press space to pause or play, or move around my mouse to get the other controls. And if you ever want to exit out of a video, you can just press escape. And in addition to the TV shows that I have downloaded onto my computer, I can also access TV shows that I have available to me on the internet. In order to do that, I can use the arrow keys to go left, or I can put my mouse over the orange arrow again, and I can switch it from my TV shows, which are my downloaded ones, to TV show library. So these are all the shows that are available to me through TV websites. A lot of them are available through CTV if you're in Canada. And if I wanted to watch an episode of The Big Bang Theory, I could just go to that one. And then these are the episodes that are available to me through websites. So I'm going to try and watch this one right here. And one downside of internet TV streaming systems is they're usually ad supported. So there's usually maybe 4 sets of ads in a TV show, which works out to substantially less than watching traditional TV. So now we can view our movies in pretty much the same fashion, and the same cover art and synopsis information is also supplied with each TV show. And it also gives you the IMDb rating with stars, which is pretty helpful if you have a whole bunch of movies and a friend wants to pick one out but doesn't know which ones are good. So the last two things I'd like to show you in this guide is the music player and the photo section. So let's just go over to the music section here. And now you can see that all the albums I have, and well, all the artists I have in my local source for music are showing up here with all the cover art, which is kind of cool if it's available. So if I wanted to play one of these artists, what I can do is just navigate over to their picture. So I'm going to play Andrew Bird and press enter and choose an album. This one's pretty good. And now it shows all the songs that are available for that album. And I'm just going to go up to the top one and press enter. And it starts playing. And now there's a little icon in the top right corner which we can go to with the arrow keys or your mouse and press enter. It's kind of cool. It shows a pretty neat visualizer for all of the music as well. So as it's playing, this picture is kind of dynamically generated based on what's being played. It's kind of nice to have in the background. Have it over when I have friends over. So I'm just gonna close this. And what you can do is you can also search for albums and artists at the top if you're looking for something in particular. And there's different viewing options if you want to sort it a different way, or if you want to show the albums in a different fashion, it's available. So that's pretty much all you need to know about the video player, music player. It's pretty easy to use. So I'm just going to escape out of this and go over to the photos. So here I've added a few photo albums. I can just navigate over, press enter, select a photo, and then it allows you to have a slideshow of all the photos within that folder, which is kind of nice if you have friends over and you want to show them some travel photos or something like that. And then I can escape out of that. And that's pretty much it for Boxee. There's a lot of power there. I haven't gone over everything. Um, there's some other stuff you can do, like allow you to show the weather, and you can also stream video and music from other computers to Boxee. So that's pretty much just touching the surface, but I invite you guys to go out and check their website, and there's a lot more information on there than I've covered in this tutorial. But hopefully this helps get you guys set up in the basics of setting up a home theater PC, and I hope it all works out for you. Feel free to send me an email if you have any questions. Alright, thanks. Bye.